The Summer Games may be at start, but the tradition of the Olympic truce looks likely to go unfulfilled. In spite of pressure, Syria sent its biggest delegation for decades, claiming its participants bring with them a message of peace. But as RT's Maria Finoshna reports, despite efforts, these Olympics are failing to stay away from politics.
For almost half his life, 28-year-old Ahed has been part of Syria's national weightlifting team. During the opening ceremony for the 2008 Olympics in Beijing, he carried the Syrian flag. This year he's going to the Games in London with just as important a mission.
The situation in Syria is better than how some media are trying to show that. We are going to send the message that our country is safe and beautiful and that its people don't want violence.
Ahed says his major competitors in London will be from Russia, but the country's true enemies, the athlete claims, are nations backing the rebel forces.
It is a very grave situation. It is a murdering regime.
Britain, the country that's hosting this year's Games and has been among the most loudly condemning the bloody regime of Bashar al-Assad, calling for tough sanctions, military intervention and the president to step down, seems to turn sport into another battlefield. The head of the Syrian Olympic Committee, former Syrian army general and a close friend of the country's leader, has been refused a visa and will be watching Games on TV in his home in Damascus.
This is a conspiracy against Syria and its people, and it even contradicts the Olympic Charter. I feel sad and disappointed. This is part of a pressure package on Syria, psychological pressure.
Today, the cycling team will have to double their training. The day before, it was cancelled due to security concerns. Apart from the psychological pressure, the Syrian athletes, 6 men and 4 women, have been preparing for their peaceful mission in a real war zone at home, with real risk to their lives. The UN says in 17 months of the revolt, over 10,000 people have been killed, while some opposition sources estimate almost twice that figure. But despite a nationwide crisis, the country is sending its biggest delegation since the 1980 Moscow Games.
Although we are in a state of war, we are not listening to what they say about us, especially the bad media. We know the truth, and this is very important, especially this time, that we raise the flag of our country and show the world the best of our faces.
Sport experts say Syria is unlikely to go home with any medals this year, but it seems winning is not the highest prize for the team.
Sport is often described as a matter of life and death, but for Syria's Olympic team, the phrase is a reminder of a real conflict they'll be leaving behind. However, it will be a message of peace, not war, that these competitors take to the London Games. Maria Finoshna, RT from Damascus in Syria.